I'm trying to get my camera situated. And bear with me. Trying to get it all situated. Oh, as y'all can probably tell from the, not intro, but as y'all can probably tell from the title of today's video, I am going to be perming my own hair at home. I'm not really sure if a lot of people actually are doing it because it kind of can be complicated if you overthink it. So my job today is to simplify it for y'all that might be trying to do it at home. What I'm going to be using today is Ultra Sheen Supreme Hair Care's perm. It is a regular strip perm. It has 2 applications, which is why the box is so big. Straight out the box, you have the perm itself. It is a 1A no-lie cream relaxer. The second one, which is why it has 2 applications. Put that over to the side. You have the neutralizing shampoo. And it is coconut oil and olive oil and vitamin E with anti-breakage shield. So of course we're gonna have 2 of those as well. Put that one to the side. You have the liquid activator. We're gonna need that. Another liquid activator. Then you also have the styling and setting lotion. And we got 2 of those as well, so boom. Now, you also have the instructions in the inside, and a lot of people that I've talked to before doing this video were like, man, I didn't even know that there was extra stuff inside of the instructions. So you always want to open the instructions because you got your mixer for your chemicals, and in the instructions they give you a set of gloves. Why do I need a set of gloves, you ask? Well, the perm itself, once it gets mixed with the activator, it definitely creates a chemical, and you don't want to get that on your hands because it can burn, your skin as a whole. So it's best to use the gloves. I have, and I will in this video, probably take the gloves off at some point. And I'll explain why I'm gonna do that at that point, I guess. First things first that I need to go grab, if y'all give me just a second, is some regular petroleum jelly. I got it in the other bathroom, so I'm gonna get it right quick and I'll be right back. Oh. Oh, coming through, watch out. All right, so I have the regular petroleum jelly, and I've had this for...
Anissa said, what's up, fam?
What up, what is this? What up? Is my head in that frame?
Yeah, you straight.
Okay.
They can see in the mirror and everything.
Okay. I have the regular petroleum jelly, and I've had this for years, right? So what I like to start out doing is going around the edges of my hair, around the hairline, and what this does, the chemical inside of the petroleum jelly or grease, if you have any grease at all, it forms a barrier on your skin from the chemical. And so I don't shortcut it. I use quite a bit on the edges of my skin, so to say. And of course you want to get your ear. Don't just go behind your ear. Go ahead and hit the top outer edge of your ear. right? Just kind of coat your whole ear. No, you should not be doing this with earrings on. But I have chemically tested mine and they are real, but if yours are not,
You stupid.
please do not put this chemical on your earrings because it will tarnish them really, really fast. So once I go to the back,
I think that's on that face.
I get the, if they're not real, don't do it. I get the back of my hairline back here as well.
She said, what happened to the lock journey?
I'm gonna get back on that live journey, sis. I think I'm trying to actually start the new year with actually getting it done and actually staying with getting it retwisted. That's been my problem when I deal with dreads. I just end up unraveling, and once they unravel, I go ahead and unravel them so it don't have a half a lock, and now I got this twig in here, so if I cut that twig out, then I'm gonna be bald in that spot. So I go ahead, the moment they untwist, I go ahead and untwist them all the way down and get detangler and pick it back out into the stupid fro that I got. So but that's a good question. Now that I've greased around my hairline, I get my no-lie relaxer, and I'm not lying. See what I did there. I get my no-lie relaxer and get it inside here. I want every little bit I can. The thicker your hair is.
She said they can be aggravating the first stages.
I swear.
She probably said it can be aggravating in the first stages.
I swear. It most definitely can be. Like I've been that frustrated. I've even called my beautician back like, say, sis, my stuff unraveling and I ain't been up there.
Well, I don't think they educate people when they first doing it. I don't think some of the locticians know what they're doing either, because like some people tell you not to wash your hair, and then you have some that tell you, bro, yeah, you supposed to wash your hair. It's just gonna take a while for it to actually lock, especially if you have good hair versus it just depends on your texture. So everybody different and their process is different. But I think they don't be educated. They just be twisting people's hair and like, I don't know what happened.
I called mine back and be like, hey, my stuff was twisted within a week. So what we gonna do? I need to come back. Like, what's up? But keeping it pushing.
She said, yes, sis. Babe, what made you start relaxing your hair? She said, I hope you're doing good today, sis. I'm straight today. Appreciate you for asking how y'all doing.
What made me start relaxing my hair was...
And she said, yes, and the kids. She said, you and the kids. They ain't here playing the game. They don't care. They teenagers now, so they 4 and 6, but instead they like 14 and 16, because they act like Carter, and he the teenager.
Boy. I actually started
relaxing your hair because of...
Yeah, perming my hair because my hair is really, really thick, right? And I could be growing it like now. I've been growing it almost 2 years. And so what I noticed was when I permed it, it stretched it out. And then...
No, okay, let me rephrase my question. What made you as a guy start perming your hair? Because most men don't do that.
But that's what I'm getting at. Like, I like going out and being... Because once my hair grows, it grows like stupid fast, right? So, afro type thing, but it just, you know, as a man, I just kind of was like, well, I can go get a blowout, you know, and get somebody else to do it. And then I started realizing how easy this really was, and how at the right time will your hair let you down, and you might not be able to afford that blowout, or might not have time to go sit at the shop. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. My first time doing it was back in 2009.
So you started doing it yourself because of financial reasons or because of the convenience versus waiting for somebody else. If you don't have time to do it, it's just convenience, or bitch, I can do this myself and save me some money.
Yeah, pretty much I can do it myself. I have a complex of if I can do it myself, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? There's no life altering outcome if I mess up. You know what I mean? Now wait a minute. Let me tell you, first time I did it, I burnt myself, which is why I'm telling y'all to put the barriers around with the grease, right? And I know some of y'all are here just for the process, so bear with me so you can know why I chose the process. We're gonna get into the process. You feel me? I burnt myself, which I left the perm on for too long. I wanted to be straight.
I think everybody do that.
Right, I thought the longer that I left it on, you know what I mean,
The straighter it
would
be.
And when it started getting hot, instead of going to the sink, I was like, okay, it's just barely tingling. Like, if you get the feeling any twitches, tingling, heat at all, it's time to go and pull it out because that chemical is not going to neutralize the moment water get on it. And I'm going to explain that here in a minute.
Boy.
So don't wait till the last minute because it's going to take you quite a few washes, as you will see, to get that chemical to deactivate itself, basically. So, number one thing, your perm, your activator.
Oh, you ain't even mixed it up yet.
Pour it in. Nope.
I thought you did.
And take your little stirrer, your ice cream stick, and carefully stir it up. Get what I'm saying? Carefully stir it up. And until it actually is like all mayonnaise, then you still have a while to stir. And you want that chemical to get in there so it can activate the chemical that's actually going to straighten your hair. So don't try to fast pace this. It's not a let me rush 20 minutes before I have to go somewhere type of event.
Boy.
Allot yourself some time so you don't mess yourself up because you want that to be pancake batterish before you even can use it. And it can have lumps in it if you choose not to. I personally,
I ain't never seen no lumps in it.
yeah, I personally choose not to leave it clumpy like that. So go all around the sides real good.
So
and,
the juice
and there
that
you have it.
the juice that you put in there, what was that?
Activator, the actual.
So what's the white stuff there?
The relaxer itself. The relaxer is like a
Bang.
chemical.
I know that. But what is the activator called?
I would have to read it for you. It is liquid activator.
See, normally they say lie.
Yeah.
And I know some people would probably be like, wait, mine say lie, don't say activator. Did I get the wrong thing?
Yeah, so it's a two-part chemical. You know what I mean? You get the compound base in the solid form, which is what it was before we put the liquid in it. Now, if I took this and put the top on it and turned it upside down, it's all gonna come to the bottom of the top because the liquid has turned it into its own compound chemical. So now that that's
Anissa, I know what the lie is or whatever. I was just saying for people that's probably watching it and they don't get the same brand that he get, they might not know if it say lie instead of activator. They might not know what it is. Cause I had some that was like lie on the thing, and I have some that was like the activator that he got instead. It'd be like clear and then it'd say lie. So I think it just depends on the brand. But I don't want people to feel like they got the wrong thing if they watch this on a replay.
make sure before y'all get
But
started.
that one say no lie. That's why you got activator.
Yeah, make sure y'all get a big towel, so that when you get ready to do your rinsing and all of those procedures, you have a towel on standby because there's nothing like getting done, juice dripping everywhere, trying to walk through your house.
She said they confusing as hell, I tell you.
So, all right, the gloves. If you're a man watching this, I recommend some bigger gloves. Because you do not want these to break on you while you're doing your process because, like I said, you can get your skin burnt while you're in the process of it. And don't think there's no category 4, go to the hospital burns. It can be
Yeah, I show up in the hood.
if you are, just letting it stay in your hands. You shouldn't be working your hair that long.
That's why people be bald headed.
in the first place.
It's best to go to the professionals that know what the fuck they doing. She said that's why they be bald headed. It's best to go to the professionals that know what the fuck they doing.
Because if you ain't got time or the know-how, like, this ain't for you. But this is my purpose for, like, trying to walk y'all through the steps like I'm doing, because it's really easy to do at home. You just probably, if you messed up like I have, you've been doing it wrong. So I'm trying to help y'all sit.
A professional can mess it up too, though, if you don't know what to tell them. Like when you was telling them how your hair burning and you didn't know, if you don't know to tell them that, they'll still mess your stuff up.
Yeah, real talk. Now, I have my actual third perm that I received I was burnt in the salon. Uh, and that's because there are different, let me address this. There are different strengths of perm.
Boy.
I have a regular. I would never in my life buy the super, but some people here are superly in need of super. It's a lot stronger, and it's designed to be exactly what it said. So
Yep.
the super is for those super curly, original curly hair people. Uh,
You know what they call it? Coarse, babe.
it's for those people, and literally you you go to a next level. So everything that I'm doing now, you might want to do it less by 10
Like
minutes.
to do it in
less.
half.
If it take me 10 minutes to work my hair, it needs to take you about 5. Even though it's not that quick, that's just a generalized example that I'm trying to give y'all in this process. You know what I mean?
I think it do work that quick though, because it's like after you comb it out with that super, you might as well be trying to wash it out because you can't let that one do like the regular one do because you're gonna be bald headed, like she said.
So I've learned for me a regular strip perm works. Like I said, it won't work for everybody, but that's what works for me. You know what I mean? Get your gloves, get them on. I noticed that, like I said, bigger hands, I need bigger gloves, so I'll be more gentle with my motions than I did when I first started out. When I first started out, I was breaking gloves because I was like, dude, man, what? Just be gentle with it. And you can feel when they are at a breaking point. So,
Or y'all could just go buy some $10 gloves off Amazon, the black ones, and they not cheaply made and break like that.
shit.
And you can buy your correct size too.
Or you can run down to your local Dollar General and get you some kitchen gloves. I've used those too. Like, get you some gloves. Especially if you got bigger hands than me and you're trying to do it. So now what I do, I've seen a lot of people part their hair prior to and all of that. That's up to you thing. I learned not to do that because when you irritate that scalp,
You wanna read her comment or not?
huh?
You wanna read her comment or not?
Yeah, you read. I just finna tell them why I don't part first. I know a lot of people part them, but if you take rat tooth comb and you did it across your scalp, then you put this chemical on top of that, you're gonna be on fire way before the process even starts taking place. So I don't part my hair no more. I learned that the hard way too. I'm just trying to help y'all out.
So Anissa said, I just found out I've been doing it wrong the whole time to find a professional hairdresser on YouTube that explains to me, and a light bulb went off in my head. Sis, it's crazy. Hey, YouTube University will take you there. But let me go to the other one. She said, I'm 40 years old and just now finding out how to do a damn perm properly.
Facts, you know what I mean?
Hey, this is why these things is important.
Like for real, like, and the funny thing is as a dude, I used to step out and people be like, dang, dude, who permed your hair for you? And I'd be like, me. They'd be like, no, not like for real. I'm
Or
like,
they think you gay.
Yeah, awesome, stupid
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, my hair is one of those things I've always taken pride in when I grow it. You know what I mean? So I like to kind of do stuff myself because everybody ain't happy you got a head full of hair.
Boy, you stupid as hell.
Well,
You and Anissa petty.
But, so, now,
Hey. That perm that you have is a no-lie perm. All of them don't come like that. Most of them do be lie.
Yeah.
And they start making perms that's no lie because people was actually burning their head like that.
Like-
So if y'all are in a store and y'all see perms that have no lie, it still will relax your hair and get it straight. It's less harsh on your hair because technically we aren't supposed to be perming our hair because that's a chemical.
Yeah.
But if you do it, like it's less hard, and lies used in perms or relaxers, perms, whatever y'all call it, soap and all that other type of stuff. But if you use too much lye, you will mess yourself up.
Yeah, so I've always paid attention to getting the no lie. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff I learned along the process, and y'all are learning the process. You get what I'm saying? So that's definitely important. Super, regular, lie, no lie. I go with no lie, and that's no lie.
She said it's burning the damn hole in our heads.
Yeah, so now that I got my chemical mixed, I got my gloves on, I'm gonna just start applying to my hair. It ain't no, hey man, you need to do the back first type of thing. I coat my hair before I even start messing with it.
Hold on, though. Let me pull it up so they can even see you. Cause she stood up and like cancer shit.
Yeah.
Why you gonna get back down there as I'm pulling it up? That sounded all kinds of inappropriate.
So as y'all can see, I'm just going inside of here, and I'm just grabbing, you know, fingers, perm, and just place it. Once I get it,
I think it's in the bathroom.
it's in here, probably. Once I get it on there, that's when I start messing with my hair. So there's nothing spectacular that I'm doing at this moment. I'm just trying to coat it all just from the feel of my head. You know your own damn head.
Oh,
So
you should.
I'm coating it, and this is the beginning stage.
Your phone on 20%.
Huh?
Your phone on 20%.
I'm gonna put it here, and hopefully I don't have to charge y'all up, but I'm just showing y'all that I'm putting this inside my hair, no strategic way. You know, this ain't just so professional. That may see this video and opposed to how I'm doing it, that's fine. Your client shouldn't mind you do that on her. That just means you messing with it.
Okay, and start ends, then root. The roots last, so you can keep relaxer in longer. I don't do none of this shit. I used to part it though.
Like I
But
said,
that's about it.
like I said, I honestly have parted mine before.
She said, which makes sense because you won't burn your scalp as quick.
But the thing about it is, if you don't use the right type of brush, comb, and patience, when you part it in the beginning, once this chemical hit a scratch, I put it like this, I don't even pick my hair out. If I know I'm gonna perm my hair today, I didn't pick my hair out for the last 2 days. Therefore, that the metal raking inside of my scalp wouldn't cut my scalp, scratch my scalp, or irritate my scalp. So, massaging it, as you can see, massaging it in my hair. And when I come across a dry spot, or feel what I think is a dry spot, I add more. And so, this is how I do it, per se. Now that I'm back up and I'm looking at y'all, so I got it in. And what I like to do is now get some of this off of my hair, because that's definitely not what you want. But now, what I'm going to do is utilize a little bit of my comb action. Hair is pretty much coated with chemical. When I comb it or start messing with it, everybody knows if you get in the shower and wash your hair and comb it, then it's easier to maintain something than just doing it on the dry surface, right? So then, you know, I come in here and I create my own little homemade parts, because you do want to work that hair as good as you can. And so I'll grab some hair like so.
Hey, babe, still got to be in there.
That help?
Got to be over there somewhere. That pink and yellow stuff.
Mm-hmm. So what I do is, now that I've got this much hair out, right, I'll take it.
She said it's buffering. I don't know if it's still buffering. Don't look like it on my end.
I might have to put the charger in again.
Then she said, 3 people in the room, please hit light.
What I'll do is I'll take it like this, and I'll comb it down. And when I get to a kink, I just work around that kink, because I know that chemical is still going to bring that kink out like that, because it would take entirely too long.
But you could already tell how much longer your hair look.
Yeah, I got rubber band hair, so if I just pull this hair up like this, y'all, this is about as far as it goes. But when I drop the perm in it and straighten it out, it's down on my lip. And I'm going to
said,
go ahead, bud.
I was gonna ask you if you're gonna explain to them what rubber band hair is for people that don't know what it is.
Rubber band hair is, you can stretch it out, comb it, pick it, whatever you're gonna do to it, whatever application you choose. And the moment you let it go, it goes back into its original length, so to say. You can pick it out, and it might come way out here, but once you take that pick out, it's gonna go back.
Like
So,
rubber band.
yeah, it's like spring, like elastic. And so I make a little loop like this, a twist, whatever part, just for now that I've done. That way, when I go to grab the next little batch, and that's kind of what I do. I just batch it out. So I'm gonna keep batching it out so I don't butcher it live. But that's what I do. And so now,
But how long have you been doing it? Because he said you were doing it last.
since 2009, I've permed my own hair on repeat since 2009, and I've also cut my own hair. So it's like I say, when it comes down to my hair, I like doing my own stuff to my own hair because nobody else knows how I want it to come out. Not saying that they can't get it to come out that way, but it's less explaining that I have to do. When I say I want an all-around cut, I don't have to explain to somebody how low, who low, Cujo. I don't have to do all of that. And so I take that, and then I make me a little mound, a little nugget, so that chemical can still work in those areas, right? And then I part it out again. And like I said, this is a lot more gentle on your scalp, in my opinion, unprofessionally, than running through it with the comb and the brush prior to, because by now I'd have been to hit a tender spot. You know what I mean? So just take it, comb it, and when you get to the edge of it, you put it in a mound like that. Y'all see that? Straight as a whistle, boom. Then I mound it, right? And then I find another location. Say this one. I know the thickest of my hair is at the very top. And so here is where I normally have those pick issues, comb issues, all issues with my hair are in the middle. So this area, I'm definitely going to, stab and straighten out. And I won't take long because if I do, my middle and even the rest will be straight. Mound it, right? Come over here, grab some water. Comb it down a little bit, tap, tap, tap. And notice, I'm not trying to put the comb all the way through my hair. I just want to make sure there's no big kinks in it because the chemical gonna work. And so now that I'm doing this,
What's wrong with
I come over here
you
and I take my hands
Oh, go in there and go potty.
and I go along the edges, right? So, and then I pull it all up. So now I know I'm at the back of my hair. The back of your head is one of those areas of hair that you're going to have to touch and feel unless you have somebody there with you that can help you. But like I said, we're not doing brain surgery, so you don't have to try to make it perfect because that chemical is going to work in your hair. And I'm gonna show you how by the time I finish this video.
Shit, it's already straight. Like, I can see the comb stuff now.
Yeah. So, like I said, once you have mounded it, take your palm of your hand and you want to go and smooth all of those edges down. Once you smooth all those edges down,
Don't flush that toilet.
you should be able to feel the fact that that hair is laying flat. And notice, I didn't have to go back there and, comb it all the way straight, right? So now that I got it mounded up like a comb head,
I did it.
I'll take it. What's up, bud?
I know, Julian was just coming by. I was just gonna look and see if he said anything else.
I'll take my
You can tell.
take my comb again, and this is what I'll do for those edges. I'll just go through and kind of bump. I don't want to dig in there like I'm trying to pull all my hair from there because you're going to create a burn immediately.
What?
So just go around the edges like so. Hopefully I'm in the camera. Go around the edges like so. Just straighten them out. When you can see that straight right there, you know you're doing all right. But you don't want to dig. You just lightly place it. and lightly placing it there is going to straighten out those edges for you, right? So then, like I said, take it, push it, take it, push it. Y'all see that? See how flat that is right there? That's what you want on your edges. Then I'll do the back. So now, you're doing the same exact thing to the back of my head, and then I get to the front. I don't want to come up a little bit from where I know the edge of my hair starts. And I can feel it. It's straight. I come through and I mush it. When you mush it, you feel the coldness of that chemical hit your scalp. That's the part of it that combing it in the beginning, for me, didn't allow. Because the moment I would try to do this, I would push it down and I would push it right onto that cut that I've dug it too far on my scalp with. Right? So we know that everything for the most part in our hair is straight, right? Boom. It ain't no secret. I'll take it down and do it like this. And that's just massaging the inside of that hair just a little bit more with my fingers. Not with a comb trying to part it and get it down in there. Just use your fingertips. Because you don't want to scratch your scalp at all during this process. I'm telling you, that's the worst thing for you to do. And so, just taking it, massaging it in, not rough, fairly gentle. Pull it if you want to, just a little bit. Don't try to wrap it. Don't try to put it like you're trying to put it in a ponytail, okay? Be gentle with everything you do. Now, that it's all been tampered with, so to say, I make me a nice little circle, nice little man bun, so to say. And from what I do at this point is I chill and I talk to y'all about the process a little more. So now, as you can see, I got a cut in this glove. Now I'm to the point now where I know the very next move that you make inside of your perm is the neutralizing shampoo. And so what I do is I'll go ahead and discard of these because the very first thing that's going to hit my skin at this point is neutralizing shampoo. But just because I don't want to get burned, take a little bit of grease. Let me grab a little bit. Take a little bit of grease and I coat my skin just like I would if I was putting lotion on, right? Because that still creates that much more of a barrier between my skin and the chemicals. The reason I didn't do this at first and just skip the gloves is because you don't want to have the grease in the chemical going through your hair at the same time, not using gloves, because that chemical, in my opinion, will not react with your hair greasy from the grease and the chemical trying to work together. So don't do it. But at this point, you've already applied the chemical. You're about to take it off. You got grease lightly coated on your hands. The chemical is going to be coming out. And your neutralizing shampoo is going to be going in the palms of your hands. So you got two things working for you at this point by taking your gloves off. You got the neutralizing shampoo and the barrier. So that should not allow your hands to get as burnt as they would had I been permanent with my hands from the get-go. So we're at the stage of the process where you kind of can take a little second, reflect on life, do what you're gonna do. Normally this is a time where I go puff on me a cigarette, smoke a piece of my CBD or whatever I'm gonna do. And let me look at my watch. 7:36, by 7:40, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. That means that the chemical has actually been in my hair maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And like I said, I don't mind going over the edges with bare fingers because I know that I'm not gonna have it on my fingers long enough for it to actually burn. So take your time, get your water together, right? And I should probably turn y'all to where I can use the tub, but I'm gonna use the sink for the majority of this. Hopefully, me getting down in the sink ain't embarrassing. when I could just use the tub with the little shower head thing that I normally use. I'm going to try to get my big head in the sink. So, water temperature. You don't want it scalding hot, but you also want it above lukewarm, if that makes any sense to anybody. Probably right around the temperature on your hand where you're like, all right, that's hot. Go up just a little bit more on your temperature. Because what's going to happen ultimately is whatever temperature your hand is feeling for that water is going to go up a degree. I'm guessing a degree. It's going to go up some when you put that in your hair because your hair already has chemicals in it, so your hair is already moist. So the amount of heat coming out of the sink may be a little hotter than you expect. So I have a little tester that I do. When I get under the water, if it's too hot, I come out from under it. Because you don't want that too hot water. You don't want that too hot water in your head because it's going to feel very uncomfortable for you. That's not to say that it's going to burn you, but it's going to be uncomfortable. And so, I think I found me a nice sweet spot to start because it don't need to be too cool because you got to remember, we are using the heat of the water mixed with the neutralizing shampoo to remove the chemical. You may be able to do that with cold water. It may take longer. I have not tried the process on cold water, nor will I ever, because I'm just a creature of habits to know. I'd rather use warm water because warm water, even when washing dishes, warm water will remove grease real quick. So, like I said, I'm no scientist. I'm no none of that. I'm just showing y'all what I do in a brief live, right? So, on schedule, my personal schedule, what I'm going to do is open up my neutralizing shampoo. This is very important. This is not a piece of your package of your perm that you want running out on the counter or running out in the sink, because you're going to need pretty much all of this to make that chemical that's in your hair now, to make it where it's inactive. So don't rip it all the way open and then be fumbling for it, because you got to remember, you're going to have water in your face. You're not going to want to open your eyes to, accidentally get perm in your eyes. So the smaller hole as possible, a little bit in the palm of your hands, and then you work it in. What I do is I get my hair wet first and start removing as much of the chemical as possible. Make sure I put some more of this back together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip my head in here and start rinsing out as much of the perm as I can, towel in place, prior to using the neutralizing shampoo. And the only reason I do that is because it's less chemical that I have to worry about this taking out of my hair if I've already began to rinse it. And I lied, I'm not going to put that towel on it, because I still got to get my big ass head in the sink. So, babe, are you going to be able to show them, am I in the camera lens enough to be in the sink, or is it too high? Like if I go like, can they still see me? All right, y'all. So hopefully this works out. Yeah, I got a nice clear view. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to go ahead and dip myself into the sink and begin to remove and I'm go to my conditioner. So my neutralizer shampoo. Yep, that water is.
Lisa asked, "What you burning yet?"
Nah, I can't feel I'm burning, but I don't let it get to that per se. I started to feel a slight tingle, and then let me know to go into my emergency mode in my mind. Actually, my water is still a tad bit too hot. So we're gonna drop this on, and we're gonna get back down there. So we're in here, and like I said, you want to gently. I know a lot of people have nails and stuff like that. This is because until the chemical is actually neutralized, it's still an active portion of burning your scalp. We're not after woodwork just because we got a little bit of water on it. So with most neutralizing shampoos, like I said, I'm gonna show y'all how much I put. And I try to sit it somewhere where it's gonna stay up. But that's about as much as I put on the first go around. Just something in my hand, right? And then I go to work. Most neutralizing shampoos have a pure hair. That's not what you want. So that's why I told you earlier, you need to go ahead, when you start feeling a tingle of any kind, you need to go ahead and start getting your life together and get up under the sink. Because you're going to have to rinse and use this neutralizing shampoo quite a few times before that's no longer pink. And this is the part of the process where I normally be like, hey babe, I'm gonna wash my hair, will you let me know if it's pink? You know what I mean? But we're gonna rinse the first round out. And just because I'm talking to y'all and telling y'all about the process, I can feel, take my ring off. I can feel behind my ear over here, the spot that I remember that I got picked and was rushing the other day. And so there's a small burn coming from behind my ear over here. So what I'm going to do is when I apply the little hormonal chemical, I'm going to make sure I hit that ear to go ahead and nullify that chemical on the skin of my ear at the same time. And then that's all we doing. Nothing major because you can feel this right now. 2 times of running the neutralizing shampoo hasn't neutralized it enough for you to that type of action. You don't want to do that, right? All this is strip the chemical to the point where it's not burning. And then you can wash your hair as vigorously as you would like to, a 3rd rinse or so. And so, like I said, you come in, you want to run that neutralizing shampoo over all of your hair. The back, don't just go down to where you think your hair is. Go down your neck with it. So you can't see back there, and you don't know how much of that chemical accidentally got on your head. So go ahead. After my 2nd rinse, I like to try to get it where I can look at it myself to see how pink it is, and then get back down the water. Do not get this in your ear, and do not get it to open your eyes like you Nemo. If you like vision. My preference is not this small bathroom sink. So if you have a kitchen sink that you can get to, or a bathtub, use it. Therefore, you don't have plugs here in the sink. But for video purposes, I risk it for the 2nd rinse, wherever my towel went. Let's see. Wow. Hello. All right, so I found the towel. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply.
Bitch, you probably been buffering this whole time. It's on 10%.
All right, y'all. What I'm going to do now is probably find my charger, but what I'm going to also do that I told y'all not to do is get this neutralizing shampoo off the sink, because I know I'm going to need it. But after the 3rd rinse of the shampoo, I like to look up in the mirror.
Yeah, it's still pink. Shit, this still pink like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You want the other shampoo or you straight?
No, I still got some, and that's what I was trying to get at, y'all. Like I can see it dripping in the sink now, and what y'all want to do is y'all want to go ahead.
Hey, it's straight.
Yeah, y'all want to go ahead and kind of turn it up a notch on your rinse. And what I mean by turn it up a notch is now you can tell that I'm actually scrubbing and scraping in my hair. Hopefully my phone don't cut off. I'm scraping through my scalp, trying to agitate that chemical enough to make it come on out of there. Because as long as it's pink like this, then you still got a ways to go. So that's why, as y'all can tell, that's why I was like, hey, nah, don't wait till the last minute because it don't need to be pink up there at all. It will actually turn white that you know this after, like regular shampoo. But we're gonna get that here in a few more rinses. Now that you got the first couple of rinses out the way, a lot of more of that chemical is technically out of your way. So you can, get a little rougher with your hair. I wouldn't advise starting out that way because that chemical is still there. And you don't want that chemical to, you don't want to be too rough. Trust me. So now we back under here. Now we back under here. And we giving it the best shot on the rinse. And with it being as purple, as pink rather, you want to make sure that when you're rinsing, you are actually on the edges, rinsing the edges thoroughly, and also making sure that you have make sure you have not just been rinsing the very part of your scalp without rinsing your hair thoroughly all the way through. Now, now we're going to turn it up again, one time for the design. And as y'all can tell, in this next step, it probably won't be as pink, but it probably still be a shade of pink. Like I said, if you're lucky enough to look at a mirror while you're doing it, I can still see the pink falling. And so, we're still in it. We're still in the chemical battle.
Hey, have you ever had a silk press?
What is that?
Nah, Anissa, he never had a silk press.
I'll show up and say, what is that?
She said it looked like it turned out good.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely get this up out of here so I can show y'all what I'm saying. Like I said, once that chemical has been rinsed a few times, then y'all can see how I'm using my hands more aggressively because I don't have to worry about the chemical just being on my scalp like it was when I ended the process of putting it on. And so that's when I get a little more, I guess you would call it scratchy.
Dude, have you ever got it close enough to white and be like, dude, I'm gonna take a shower here in a few hours and finish this?
Because that chemical is still active. It needs to be white. Because if it's not, what if something happens and you don't get that shower or go to sleep and forget that shower? That chemical is still actively in your hair. You might not burn you as fast, but anything that's actively in your hair, whatever style you put in it.
And Lisa said, yo, white, 100.
Yep. Whatever style you try to put in it, whatever chemical you put on top of it, you just don't want the wrong reaction. So I try to make sure that it's white. Snowman, Santa Claus white. get there here in a minute. But I'm glad y'all still here because now y'all get a chance to see how many rinses it's taking me and why I say it's very important not to wait till the last minute. Because if I was on fire and started this process, oh my God, it'll be a never ending story right now. I will be hot, dancing and juking in the sink, and when you're hot like that, you're not gonna be able to just be like, oh, it's burning right here. Because the more agitation and touching you put on that hot spot, it's gonna hurt.
Boy, it's really gonna burn.
Yeah.
Have you ever been burned where it scabbed your scalp?
Yep.
Dude, how long did it take for it to heal for you, and what did you have to do for it to heal?
It took me almost a week and a half to get that scab, and really what I did was I just kept putting Vaseline on it to coat it. Because when I was combing my hair, I would hit that motherfucker and it'd be like, and you'd be like, oh. And it was a nice size scab. I went to saw it down. And it was in 2 or 3 places.
Ugh.
Yeah, so I had it bad. So the first time that I actually burnt myself, it was real bad because I waited, and then where I was burning at and where I was focused on, not knowing the rest of the shit was on fire too. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so when I rinsed it out, I was like, hell yeah, I'm glad, boy, because that chemical shit will fool you. It'll just stop. And it's like, oh man, woo. I'm so glad. And you go to doing something, and you put your style and stuff on it, and you comb it, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, ooh, ah. And that's because you waited. And now you got those chemical burns. And chemical burns are like no other burns. So
what style was you getting that you couldn't get done?
Huh?
What style was you getting that you couldn't get it done?
Really, I wasn't doing nothing at the time but combing it straight back. You know what I mean?
Like the old man look.
Yeah, but I was planning to go get it braided, which would have been the wrong move. Because if you got a chemical burn and you go do anything, braid or any of that, anything that's gonna put tension on your hair, you're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel that spot. Kind of like how people go and get braids and they be too tight.
Yeah.
You don't want a chemical burn on top of tight braids because it's unforgiving. It'll make you take a $200 hairstyle and take it down the next day. All right, y'all. So we probably in episode 5 or 6. I don't remember. But as long as it's pink, we in the sink. You feel what I'm saying? That's the slogan. If it's pink, get in the sink.
You stupid.
If it's pink, stay in the sink. And I promise you, you'll come out great. Like right now, my pink is a lot more pastel than where it was. So I know I'm in the finishing stages of this race. And this is when I started getting happy. Because depending on the type of sink you leaning in, depending on the type of all of that, you can find yourself really stiff as hell, or your back hurting for trying to be in the sink the way you really need to be in the sink anyway. And like I said, I come down the hair. I want to make sure everything is done. I come down inside the hair. And then I go backwards. Frontwards, backwards. Frontwards, backwards. And all that's doing is, if you just putting your hair or washing your hair to the front like this, when you go backwards, your hair goes backwards. And so it reveals places that you probably haven't even got down to. So front, back. At this point, front, back. Now, what I will say is if you do it right, this part right here should not be hurting you. If you done it wrong, and you left it on too long, this part is going to hurt you. It's going to reveal that you have chemical burns when you start doing this right here. Alright, so we're going back under the sink. My old man back is hurt. But for y'all, I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. And pretty soon what we're gonna have is some all white soap and some jet straight hair. What we gotta get though? We gotta get there, y'all. And what I will say is, if you've been getting your hair permed by anybody else, and you do it yourself for the first time, and you are successful, that time that you be like, man, it took her almost this long, that long to perm my hair. You gonna respect that time once you put that time in yourself on yourself. So, if that's been an issue for you, and you have to do it yourself, and it still take you that time, if not longer, then you'll know what it's like for the person that normally does your hair. Doing your hair yourself will give you a whole nother respect for your style, if you choose to have one. So, we're going in one more time. We still got some left, but it's not a lot. That's why I told you, try not to let it waste out. Because you're going to need it a few times. I know when I said that, somebody was like, it shouldn't take that long to get all that after her. It does. It will and it does. And sometimes it's longer than others. Like this is one of the first times that I've had to take this many rinses to get the stuff out of my head. But it's cool video purpose wise because it's allowing y'all to see just what I'm saying and why I was saying it to begin with.
I used to say, yep, it does.
Facts. Facts.
But I made this thing public, and I just don't even understand why folks even in my inbox.
That's how it go. So now y'all can see I'm scratching a little bit more, trying to make sure I get in there. We should have a finished product with the next rinse. Like I said, I can tell the spots in my hair that I probably wasn't getting down to good enough. Because when I go over them like this, I see the pink coming through, you know, the middle of my fit. So we're gonna work this application all the way out. And then we're gonna get to the ending process. But like I say, there's no way on God's green earth I was gonna be in my hair like this on that first two rinses. Now I got the chemical beat. And so the chemical is no longer my concern, aside from the pinkness saying that it's all the way out. It's not a concern, like I don't need to be too rough with my hair. Notice I hadn't said that. It ain't about the roughness now. Now I want to be rough. Get your butt out of my hair.
She said you gotta get it all out. I used to let my burn like a MF just to make sure my stuff was straight.
Yep.
Ugh.
I'm trying to tell you,
And I think a lot of people used to think that though, or thought that.
Yep, I was guilty of that. I was one of those people. Like for real. Just like, hey.
Yeah, it's white right now.
If it ain't burning, then it ain't taking. But I'm about to show y'all, as I'm roughly getting the chemical out of there, the last couple go-rounds, I'm about to show y'all how straight my hair actually is.
She said she used to put a bag over there and all.
Yep. It's like, now when I get to my conditioner, if I can find a hair bag, I put it on there.
Wait. So you never was hood enough to use a a plastic bag?
Oh yeah, I did that last time. Last time I did my hair, I used the Walmart set. Like, it's real deal around here. It's real deal. I asked Bass, I bet you got one of the plastic shower caps? And she was like,
No.
I thought so. I couldn't find it. Walmart set.
But it's but like they real actually inexpensive. It's just you don't think about it till you need it.
Yeah.
Then it's like, dang, why do I was going to hair store, spend this much money in the hair store getting hair products, and this is like $2
Yeah.
for a whole pack of probably 50 of them.
Yep. Yeah, y'all see, I still got a slight pink. So,
Oh, boy, you brought that in the light and I still didn't see it.
Man, for real.
Yep.
Slight pink just means last rinse coming up. And I'll be done. And then it'll be time for step 2.
What's step 2, babe? What you gonna do?
I mean, not step 2, but whatever step I'm on. It'll be time for the next to the last step.
The next to last.
Yeah.
These boys.
Which is always the most funnest to me.
Are you gonna blow dry it?
I probably will. Yeah, I probably will. I haven't really done too good of a job at blow drying after the fact.
Yeah, I don't never blow dry my hair. I just put oil in it and comb it through.
Comb it through. All right. Now, this is what I've been reduced to. Paper thin. But it's just enough for that last time I was telling you about. Now, if you get to this point and you still pink at the pink,
Anissa said that's what I was gonna ask.
if you get to this step and you still at the pinkest of the pink, I hate to tell you this because I shouldn't tell you this because somebody's going to tell you that it's not true. But you can use regular shampoo.
People don't know that.
Nah, a lot of people don't. You can use regular shampoo, but don't start out with regular shampoo. Get your foundation of neutralizing shampoo in here. Don't start out like, oh man, I ain't gonna use that. I'm gonna use my whatever shampoo. Don't do that. You're gonna burn up. Get you some neutralizer in there and then just heat it shampoo when you get to this point because you've already got so much of the chemical out that it's not gonna be able to stay there no matter what shampoo you use. I would suggest if you get into perm in your own hair that you buy a bottle of neutralizing shampoo just to keep under your sink. Because I have had to be like, oh, dang, where the neutralizing shampoo at? I'm out. And it was right there. So I didn't have to try the whole, you can use regular shampoo thing until one day that my neutralizing shampoo had left. And I had to go use the regular old Irish Spring Suave stuff that I had. And it worked. It worked. So now we are ground zero with pinkness. I would say we are ground zero with pinkness. And we're gonna go ahead and get ready to get this on up out of here. It's better to be safe than sorry. So for those of you that I'm taking too much time for, I'm sorry. But if I rushed this video and got on here tomorrow with no hair, you'll have something to talk about. So we're not gonna do that.
I ain't gonna talk anyway.
Yep. We're gonna take my little old time. It's white enough for me, so we're gonna rinse out and go to the next step. A nice good rinse on your last rinse. You don't want that neutralizer shampoo to still be there, so make sure you get it all out. And we are swiftly approaching the last step because any steps after these last steps are going to be your personal ones to make. So I'm gonna cut the water off, take my towel, get my face together. Now, here we are. Hello, you guys. So all I did right then let's go over the